All right, let's take a look at inscribed quadrilaterals. Now, inscribed just means the figure is drawn inside the circle, and each vertice of the figure will be on the circle. So inscribed triangle would have 3 vertices that would be on the triangle. This is going to be the quadrilateral, so we got 4-sided figure, and each vertice is on the circle, and therefore each vertice is an inscribed angle. So it's half of the arc that it opens up to. So sometimes you're going to notice in here that these arcs are going to open up to 2 or more arcs, okay? So like if we take a look at angle C here, so this would be angle DCB, it's going to open up, if you follow the endpoints out here, to D and B, which means it's going to go this arc it opens up to covers all the way around here. So one thing we know about a quadrilateral that's inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. So that means that A and C go together, and that D and B go together. Those 2 are supplementary, which means they're going to add up to equal 180. So angle A plus angle C equals 180, and angle B plus angle D is equal to 180. So let's apply this rule, okay? So we've got, we're looking for a measure of angle J and K. Well, start off pretty easy here, okay? If angle M is 45, the angle opposite is K. So these 2 go together, and then these 2 go together, J and L. So M and K, J and L. So for M and K, we know if this is 45, then we're going to do 180 minus 45. This is going to give us angle K. So we subtract it here, and that's going to give us 135. So this right here is equal to 135. And then the next one here, we'll go blue here, the measure of angle J, this is equal to 180 minus 92. So we subtract that, we're going to get 88. So angle J is equal to 88. So remember, all 4 angles together should equal 360 in a quadrilateral, okay, interior angles. And the opposite angles here are going to be supplementary. So let's look at this next one here. So we're looking for angle P, angle R, and angle S. Well, let's start with angle S because it's opposite of angle Q. So to find angle S, we're going to start with getting 180 minus 93. Okay, as we subtract that, that's going to give us 87. So angle S is equal to 87. Now, put this in here, know what it is. So the next thing we've got to do is we don't have P or R, so we got to figure out what they are going to be. Now, angle R, notice it opens up here to Q, and the other side opens up to S. So therefore, QPS is going to be the arc it opens up to. That's the intercepted arc. So we need to know what those are. So the arc, the measure of SPQ, the arc here, is going to be 90 plus 126. So when you add these together, that's going to give us 216. That's the measure of our SPQ. So all the way around there is going to be 216. And R is going to be half of that value. So angle R is equal to half of 216. As we subtract that, it's going to give us 108. So angle R is 108. Now to find P, if this is 108, these 2 have to be supplementary. So we can just define angle P. We're going to do 180 minus 108, which is going to give us 72. So this is going to be 72 degrees. All right, let's look at the next one. Looking for angle ABC and D. So we don't have any of the ones on the inside. But what we do know is we do know that D opens up here to arc AC. So we can find that. So we just need to figure out what is arc AB or AC. So we have angle D is going to equal half of arc ABC, which is going to be 39 plus 61. So that's going to give us 100. Okay, so it's half of 100. This whole arc from here to here is 100. Now, angle D is going to be half of that, which means it's going to be angle D is equal to 50. So that is going to be 50 here. So we'll start there. We get 50 degrees. Now, the one across from it is going to equal 180. So angle B is equal to 180 minus 50, which is going to be 130. So the angle B is going to be 130. All right, so how do we find angle A or C? Well, we also give this arc CD as 147. So we look to see which angle opens up to 147 and another angle that we know. And in this case here, we could find that measure of arc AD by adding up all of our arcs, subtracted from 360. But we can also use this angle A right here. So it goes opens to B and it opens up here to D. So that means it's going to be, this opens up to arc 61 plus 147. So the measure of arc BCD is equal to 147 plus 61. So if we add that together, that is going to give us, let's see here, we get 208, I believe. Yep, 208. So 208 is going to be this arc over here, and we know that the angle A, so angle DAC, or we'll call angle A, is equal to half of 208, which would give us 104. So angle A is equal to 104. And then, so if this angle is 104, then this angle has to equal 180 with it. So angle C is going to be 180 minus 104, which is going to be 76. All right, so these require a little more work. Let's take a look at this next step. All right, so we're looking at this here. We're solving for x. One thing we know is these opposite angles are supplementary. So we know that 68 plus 9x minus 5 is equal to 180. Now you could have also just done 68 from 180 and set that angle equal to it, but we're going to get the same result. So 68 minus 5 is 63. Plus 9x equals 180. Subtract 63. This is going to give me 9x is equal to, what is this, 117 divided by 9. And x is equal to 13. Let's look at the next one. Okay, we know these two opposite angles, V and T, are going to be supplementary. So we have 133 plus 62 minus 5x is equal to 180. Combine like terms, we're going to get 95. So 195 minus 5x equals 180. Subtract 195. So negative 5x is equal to a negative 15. Divided by negative 5. X is equal to a positive 3. All right, let's look at number 6. So we know this angle is going to be 5x minus 23. We know this angle, this arc is 91. This arc is 135. So the first thing we can do is we can find n, because this n opens up to point arc M and arc O, which means it's going to go OLM. So the measure of arc OLM, okay, we're going to add those together, is equal to 91 plus 135. So if we add those together, it's going to give us 226. So we're going to get 226. Now, this angle, this arc it opens up to, so this angle, half of it here, we're going to take half of it, which gives us angle ONM. That's going to be 113. So this angle here is 113. Now we know these two should equal 180. So if you subtract 180 minus 113, that's going to give us 67. So then you can take this angle, 15x minus 23 is equal to 67. And then it's a matter of just solving for x. So add 23. It's going to be 90 is equal to 15x. And x is equal to 6. All right, we got a couple more. Let's take a look here. We know this. We're looking for this angle here to find x. This angle GJI. We'll call it just angle J here. We know J and H are supplementary. So once again, like the last problem, H is going to equal to this arc G through I here, going through J. It's going to be equal to half of that. So angle H is equal to 1/2 of the measure of arc. We'll just put arc GJI. So if we add these up, 50 and 96, that's going to give us 146 times 1/2. And half of 146 is going to be 73. So angle H is 73. And then we will subtract it from 180. All right, so our next step here, we're going to just take and find out what this angle is. You can do it a couple ways. You can make a whole equation here, adding 12x minus 25 plus 73 equal to 180. Or you could have just figured out what this angle was, which would have been 107. But we can do the math anyway here. So we're going to add these here together here. 12x, negative 25, and 73. Let's see here. We add them up here. We get 73 minus 25 gives us 48. Subtract 48. 12x is equal to 180 minus 48, which will be 132. And then we're divided by 12. That gives us that x is equal to 11. So what I was saying is if you started off and just did 180 minus 73, that's going to give us 107. So you could have said that 12x minus 25 is equal to 107. And you get the same result. Okay, you would add 25, which would give us the 132 divided by 12. X is equal to 11. So two ways to work that, and either way is fine. All right, let's take a look at this next one here. So now, notice they give us no arcs. All they give us is angle measures, so we're looking to find the measure of angle y. So here's the thing, we know that W and Y have a relationship, and those relationships is that they're supplementary. So we're going to use that to find x. Because angle W plus angle Y is equal to 180. So if we plug this in here, we're going to get 5x plus 1 plus 13x minus 37 equal to 180. Combine like terms, so we're going to get 13 and 5 gives me 18x. 1 minus 37 is a negative 36. 180. We're going to add 36. That's going to be 216. We're going to divide by 18. And x is going to give me 12. Now we're looking for angle y, so we're going to go to angle y, this equation here, plug it back in. So angle y is equal to 13 times 12 minus 37. 13 times 12 minus 37 is going to give us that angle y is equal to 119 degrees. All right, so this concludes our lesson on inscribed quadrilaterals. Next, you'll have a puzzle. I want you to work that puzzle and the big circle puzzle and see how you do.